All right, class. So how are we doing today? So today we're going to be going over our second lesson of our mental and emotional health unit, that being how to improve mental and emotional health on our own accord. Um, as I was saying yesterday, if the problem is something that you can start fixing at first, I would recommend to fix it on your own before you reach out to a mental health professional. So today's lesson is going to go over the strategies that we can use to fix our mental and emotional health on our own without help from a professional, because that costs more money. Uh, so let's go over the introduction for today. So as I said, we're going to be continuing our mental and emotional health unit. Yesterday we went over the factors that cause negative effects to our mental and emotional health. Like I said earlier, we did talk about like how you should go about solving these problems. But today we're switching over to talking about the strategies that we can use to improve our mental and emotional health, that being on our own. This is going to be a two-part lesson. Today's going to be on improving mental and emotional health on our own. Tomorrow is going to be improving our mental and emotional health with others. Does anybody know any strategies that they might currently use to keep their mental state in a good light? So I know that for me, I like going to the gym because it helps, keep my self-esteem um, high, and it makes me feel accomplished and feel very good after I get done with a workout. And also it helps my physical health, so I like that too. So before we begin our lesson, I want everybody to think to themselves of some of the different ways that we can improve our mental and emotional health on our own. So let's get started. Remember, keep taking notes today. Keep studying hard, because on Friday we have our 20-question quiz about what we've learned about this week. So we're going to start with our lecture right now. So we can beat our problems on our own. Most mental and emotional health problems can be taken care of by making small changes within our lives. It takes small steps by ourselves to improve our mental and emotional health most of the time. So, how can we improve our mental and emotional state on our own? So, as I was saying earlier, there's a plenty amount of strategies that we can use to improve our mental and emotional health. These solutions to the overall big problem of a not well mental state are very small. Um, we should practice these strategies daily to get the most benefit from them. The next slides that we're going to have are going to be going over the strategies that we can use on our own, stuff that I've seen from doing research, from personal anecdotes, and from stuff that I know that friends use, and just stuff that I've seen within my personal life, like on campus and things like that while in college. So I have a friend, she likes to keep a journal. So writing a journal is a great way to express your emotions, even if you're only comfortable enough to talk about them with yourself. Make sure that you write down any goals, problems, and things you are happy about within it. So to talk about this person that kept their journal, I powerlifted with her during my junior year of college, and she was a very good power lifter. She was nearly a world champion a few years in a row, and she would keep a journal to talk about how she was feeling at the time, problems that she was going through, her goals that she had with lifting, and just anything that was going on within her life that she wanted to talk about but didn't want to talk about with anyone else around. And I thought that it was a good idea, so I made sure to mention it in today's lesson. Hitting the gym. I've been talking about this for the today and yesterday. So exercise is shown to reduce the amount of stress that a person has. It improves a person's mood and reduces their anxiety. If you go to the gym already, go again for a small workout to feel accomplished. If you do not currently exercise, then create a small exercise plan that you would enjoy doing. It doesn't have to be going in and smashing the weights, or doing cardio. It could be something as simple as going and playing ping pong at the Lambright, or going bowling, or dancing, or going ride a bike. Uh, Any kind of exercise suffices. As long as you're moving more than you were before, I promise you, you're going to feel a bit better about it. Because, I mean, if you hop on the scale, your weight's going to be down. Or, after you get done and you feel tired, it's like, wow, I just did all that and expended all that energy myself. And you feel accomplished doing something like that. So, definitely hitting the gym is one idea that I would recommend that almost anyone does, because it doesn't just have positive effects to mental health, it has positive effects towards your physical health too. Eating right. This is another one that I would say goes hand in hand with hitting the gym. So, as the slide says, kind of like going exercise at the gym, eating a quality diet can improve how you feel, both physically and mentally. Eating a plethora of nutritious foods keep you feeling energetic and feeling accomplished and happy. Make sure to drink plenty of water and eat those greens. So you see these people all the time, they don't get enough sleep, they wake up and they're running off of an hour of sleep and they're drinking a Monster, an energy drink. Energy drinks aren't going to work. It's not going to give you energy. It's not going to make you feel good. All that's going to happen is you're going to get a sugar crash and you're going to feel more tired than before. And it's going to be just not good. So if you want more energy, you want to feel better, and you want to sleep better at night, eat a quality diet. Drink you a gallon of water a day. Besides that, eat you some salad, some chicken, and, something healthy like some rice, and you eat that a few times a day and you'll be feeling just fine. Eat yourself a nice balanced diet and you can do a lot of things. In this picture right here, it shows some of the positive effects that eating right has on your body. So, it may lengthen your life. I've heard of people, they ate sweet potatoes. My grandpa told me this story. They only ate homegrown sweet potatoes for the last 10 years of their lives with no chemicals or anything in it. And they lived to be each 100 years old. So a healthy diet can lengthen your life. It's not going to happen for everybody, but it more than likely will happen to most people. Healthy eating affects your mood. We talked about that in this slide. Gives you energy. We talked about that too. It also maintains your immune system. You don't get as sick whenever you eat good foods. If all you eat is Chick-fil-A and McDonald's, you're probably going to get sick more often because you're eating more chemicals and things like that. It delays the effects of aging. You're going to look younger for longer if you eat right. You get less chronic disease if you eat right. As we're talking about, eating bad food like McDonald's and stuff that'll clog the arteries, and then you're going to have a heart attack because all you eat is greasy hamburgers every day. It also helps you manage a healthy weight, which can help bring stress down and, self-esteem up. So we want to maintain a healthy weight because it also helps us live longer. It also increases focus, which is a good thing too. So keeping in touch with an old friend. I did this probably 3 years ago. And there was a point in time where I was feeling sad, and then I thought about somebody that I hadn't seen in forever. So I dropped everything that I was doing, and that was my one goal, was to find that old friend again and get into contact with him. And lo and behold, I found him. And it helped improve my mood a lot because it was like, wow, it brought all these old memories back of us having a good time. And I hadn't seen him since about 3 years ago, whenever that happened. And this year I went on a trip to Baton Rouge to compete at the Collegiate Powerlifting Nationals, and I reached out to him because I knew he lived out there. And for the first time in 3 years, we met up again, and we had a good time, and we ate dinner and had long conversations, and enjoyed each other's company. Talked about the good old times and how we grew up and how everything was going. So as the slide says, something that can improve your mood and make you feel better is talking to somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Rekindling an old friendship or messaging someone that you haven't talked to in a while can definitely accomplish this. I recommend this if you have somebody in your life that you haven't talked to in a while and you're wondering about. I bet that they want to talk to you too. So reach out to them and see where they are and if they're doing all right. Taking a break. This one, I definitely recommend taking a break sometimes. During the fall, I have a very, very hectic schedule. I go to class, I coach, I do my powerlifting stuff, I work, all that can take a toll on you. As much as you have to do homework too, you have to take care of yourself, you have to take care of your apartment, your house, all this good stuff. You have to take care of like just other tasks of adulting in day-to-day life. So taking a break can help you alleviate those problems. Like on a Sunday. Sunday's a perfect day to take a break. You just sit back, relax, maybe watch some football, cook yourself a nice meal and relax. Or you order some takeout if you don't feel like cooking, but taking a break and avoiding your responsibilities for a few hours is something that I recommend if you want to make sure that you're having a good time and not feeling down in the dumps. So as the slide says, sometimes it's your day-to-day routine that is weighing you down on your mental health. In that case, take a break from the daily schedule that is causing you stress. Go on a weekend trip or just stay home and relax. Turn your phone off and enjoy the peace and tranquility of not having all those responsibilities to take care of. So last weekend, I was actually feeling kind of stressed out, and I went to a beach house with my girlfriend and some of her friends, and it helped to alleviate some stress because, I was away from Ruston and I was able to kick back and relax for 2 days, and it helped improve my mental state by a lot. And I was very happy to take that trip. So sometimes going on a short weekend trip can just do the trick also. Or if you're not the kind that wants to leave, stay home, kick back, relax, binge watch some TV shows on Netflix, eat some ice cream, do whatever you want. So next slide, do something that you enjoy. Doing something that you're familiar with can alleviate stress and mental health problems. It provides a feeling of happiness and comfort because you were so used to doing it. If you're in a bad spot mentally, go do something that you like to make yourself feel better. I know whenever I'm not feeling great, or if I'm bored, or if I'm just sad because I want to do something better, enjoyable. I like going to the gym. I like watching movies. I like playing video games. I'll do something that I like, of that sort. Like the other day, I was bored and I was kind of depressed because I didn't know what I wanted to do, just very slightly. So I kicked on my PlayStation. I played it for a few hours because, it's something to help me pass the time and improve my mood because of it. It was a game that I hadn't played in a while. All right, so next slide, learning self-acceptance. This is much easier said than done. It's very hard if you always sit there and you hold a high standard to yourself to have self-acceptance, because I know that somebody like myself, I hold myself to very high regard, and I am very critical of myself. So learning self-acceptance takes time, but it's something very important. I think something that everyone should do. So learning self-acceptance is important to your mental state. It is not something that is easy to do, but treating yourself too harshly and understanding that you're not perfect is a huge step in maintaining good mental health. So tools for self-acceptance. Imagine yourself as a young child who needs love and acceptance. That makes it a lot easier to give yourself more self-acceptance. Try not to criticize yourself, and when you do, forgive yourself for it. Repeat that you are enough. Keep a list of things that you love about yourself to turn to whenever you need a reminder. Set clear boundaries with people who don't value and accept you as you are. Instead of trying to fix yourself, honor where you are now. Don't wait a hypothetical perfect version of yourself to exist. Because honestly, a perfect version of yourself is never going to exist. We all have our flaws. So learn to accept yourself for who you are and be the best person that you can be. Caring for others. Helping others can make you feel more positive. Offer up help to someone that you know or a stranger in any way that you can. It does not matter what you do for somebody. If they're a nice person, they'll be thankful for your help, whether it comes from asking how they are doing or helping them accomplish a task. Caring for others always helps too. If you reach out to somebody and ask how they're doing, I guarantee that's going to brighten up their day. And by them having their day brighten, it's also going to brighten yours too. So I recommend doing this a lot, because improving your mood doesn't have to be just by doing something to help yourself. It could also be to help another person. Because there's a lot of times where you reach out and you do something for somebody else and it warms you up on the inside. Enjoy nature. So going outside, going for a walk through nature, hiking, or getting some sun can improve your mental state. Seeing the beautiful greenery and animals is always enjoyable and is sure to cheer anyone up. I remember, as I said last lesson, COVID started and I was here at Tech, and um, I didn't know what to do. I was bored. I remember I called my dad and I was like, I feel like it's the end of the world. I'd been watching The Walking Dead at that time, and whenever the apocalypse started for him, everything shut down and there was nothing to do, and everybody was bored and getting sad because of it. And I was getting kind of sad myself because I was seeing all the sports shut down and all the stores and restaurants and everything else. So everything was closed. There was nothing to do, and I had no homework to do. Classes weren't really updating well, so everybody was just kind of bored and sitting in their room. And I got tired of seeing those white walls in my dorm. So I was like, I need to go do something. So the whole day I decided to go walk around campus and enjoy the scenery of the buildings, the trees, the grass, the parks, things of that nature. Um, just because I had nothing else to do, and it was something that felt new and exciting. So doing something like enjoying nature can definitely help. I know a lot of people, they blow off some steam by going on a hike. You know, getting to the top of that peak of the mountain or the hill that they're going on and seeing the view above it and below it is just worth it. So, next slide, avoiding alcohol and drugs. Some adults use alcohol and drugs to solve their problems. And I put solve in quotations because it does not solve your problems. It's not possible to do so. They may feel better because of these substances, but once they wear off, they feel just as bad as before. Using healthful coping strategies allows for you to improve your mental health in a more acceptable way. Honestly, I would never recommend, if you're sad, to drink or smoke or do drugs or anything of that nature, because all that's going to cause is a addiction and bad habits to form, and we don't want that to happen. Because I know plenty of people who drown themselves in liquor bottles and cigarettes and things like that, and it's just not healthy. You drink too much alcohol in a night, you'll wind up dead. So there's always more acceptable strategies and more healthful strategies to make sure that you're promoting a more positive mental health state. Also, avoid other risky behaviors and situations. So don't fall into the trap of allowing others to peer pressure into something that you're not feeling safe to do. If you feel uncomfortable with a situation, step away from it. Doing so can prevent unwanted stress and feelings of regret or sadness. So these other risky behaviors that I'm talking about is things like, just committing illegal or criminal acts. Doing things that could get you in trouble with the police. Uh, Doing things that could get you in trouble with other people. Like making people maybe want to beat you up or something. Having like risky, you know, like hookups and things like that. Like you're gonna end up regretting it. I wouldn't recommend doing any of that. Be smart, keep your head, screwed on tight, and find something else to alleviate stress, because these things aren't good and they're just gonna make you feel worse than before, as the alcohol and drugs do. Because you feel bad because you're just causing problems to other people by doing these things too. So another one that I find is really good is changing up your routine. Sometimes we get very bored, or we get stuck in this loop, feel like you're a hamster on a wheel and it's just the same old every day. So as I say on the slide, it's similar to the slide on taking a break. Changing up your routine can improve your mental health state. The change can take place in anything that you do throughout the day, as small as it may be. Many strategies work, such as starting to go to bed earlier, spend your free time differently, or hang out with different people. I know if I want to change up my routine, uh, generally I'll like go to the gym at a different time, or I'll do different things throughout the day. Like instead of watching TV, I'll play a video game, or I'll go walk around, or I'll cook something. you know Changing up your routine can be very small. Sometimes it might be a blatant change, like you might do everything different in a day, or it might be you know very small, just like, oh, I want to go to bed an hour earlier. That way you can wake up a little bit earlier and make yourself a breakfast. um, so benefits of a morning routine is something that I have right here. It increases productivity, reduces stress levels, it grounds you. You start the day on the right foot, and you control the day. So this is why we talk about changing up your routine. Let's just say A lot of students, they deal with going to bed late and they wake up late, things like that. Maybe starting a good healthful routine, changing it up will cause some positive changes to happen in their mental health state. So, setting realistic mental and emotional health goals. Setting goals can help improve your mood as you accomplish them. To do so, set small goals that you can accomplish in a short amount of time and work up from that point. For example, make a goal of practicing one stress reduction strategy once per day for a week. So, I would say, besides that, like for the example that I made, take a piece of paper, or like you see up here, I have my whiteboard. So on my whiteboard, I have things that I got to do that I write down. I also write goals on it. Like, right now, I want to diet down and drop some weight. So I wrote, my goal for that. But I would definitely write down my goals or put it somewhere that I'm going to see every day because it should help motivate you to get them done. So I really like this one, just this strategy right here, because it's something that helps you remind you of it and keeps you on track all the time, especially if you do it right. So getting some sleep. We talked about this last lesson. Sleep is super important. Um, Getting 8, 9 hours of sleep a night, that's the perfect amount. If you don't have that kind of time, I'd say getting 6 to 7 hours is very good too. Um, Having a good lack or having a lack of sleep can affect your mood in a negative way as well as make you feel depressed. As I was saying earlier, it's recommended to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night to feel well rested. You could also get 9 if you have the time for it. This also helps improve your energy and your mood. So right here we have a graphic of the benefits of a good night's sleep. It helps you have better concentration, better memory, and recall. It aids creativity. It helps you make better decisions. You have uh, a reduced focus on negative things, and you have a stronger immune system because of it. So, enjoying a treat. So, as much as this is contrary to what we're talking about with the diet, the good diet slide, if you're the kind of person that eats a healthy diet all the time, you might fall into a state of depression because all you ever do is eat healthy. I know that I've had that happen before. I went on a binge of about 3, 4 months where I was eating only chicken and rice or ground beef and rice and vegetables and eating eggs in the morning, just eating healthy foods. And I'd lost a bunch of weight and I was doing well and feeling happy about it. But sometimes it's just like, darn, I got to eat the same old food again, and it makes you kind of feel sad about it. So, what do you do every once in a while? You take yourself out for a treat. So one night I was sitting there and I was sick of eating healthy food. So I was like, I'm gonna take this night to eat myself a meal that I enjoy. So I went to Whataburger, got me some chicken strip sandwiches, and after that I went to Dairy Queen and got me an ice cream. It could be something as simple as changing up your routine, as we talked about earlier, or sitting there and having a cheat meal that can make you feel better. But here's the thing: with a cheat meal, do them in moderation. I'd say maybe once every 2 weeks or once every week. And don't do a cheat day. I'd say do a cheat meal because it's definitely better for you. So take that advice and run with it. And don't make sure that every day is a cheat day because that's not good. This one right here, go off the grid. The reason I say that is because whenever I'm feeling sad or something, or I'm not really caring about like looking at social media, I'll get off of it for a while and not really look at it. So avoiding social media use is a great idea for improving mental health. Seeing other people only post about the good parts of their lives and their appearance can weigh down on your own mental health and emotional state. So to prevent this, take a break from social media. It can last however long you want it to. Just, log out of Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter and live your own life and worry about yourself. Don't worry about what everybody else around you's doing. Because the only thing that matters in life is what you got going for yourself. So this one right here, the reason I included this is while I was in college, finals week would come by. Everybody was stressed, very stressed, highly stressed, all around campus. You could feel the stress bottling up. So what did these organizations do to help us as students? Well, the answer is pets and puppies. They would always bring a little playpen out and they'd have puppies in it. You could pick them up and pet them and feed them treats and things like that. So as I was saying, the slide says most colleges during final week allow students to pet puppies because it is shown that petting puppies are shown to reduce stress. You can go to your local dog pound or visit someone that you know with a dog to pet them and make yourself feel better. In Ruston, we have Four Paws. You could go over there and rent a dog for $5 for I believe it's 3-4 hours. You could take the puppy for a walk. You could pet it. You could just chill in your room with it if you want. It doesn't matter what you do, but it can help you feel better. I know that during these times where they let us pet puppies, I take advantage of it because, I miss my dog because he's always at home. So I like petting puppies because it makes me feel better. So last thing we have here, last slide, video on YouTube on 8 things that we can do to improve our mental health.
When it comes to mental health, the only way to free yourself is to tell the truth. People that acknowledge mental health struggles, they're really like superheroes.
So honestly, right there, I didn't even expect that to show up, but it was just a random ad on, about Apple TV. But I guess it's because I've been talking about it. It is a show about mental health. So the TV or the computer must be listening to what I'm saying and giving me ads based on it. Weird, huh?
Hey Psych2Goers, welcome back to our channel. Have you ever wondered what healthy habits you should add to your list of to-dos? We all should give enough time and attention to our mental health, and what better way than to adopt some new healthy habits along the way? If you keep it a habit, sooner or later, it can feel like a part of you. So the healthier the better. Here are 8 healthy habits to improve your mental well-being. Number 1, adopting an upright posture. Attention! It's time to stretch out those muscles and stand like you mean it. According to a study in the Journal of Behavior Therapy and Experimental Psychiatry, upright posture can have a positive effect and reduce fatigue. The preliminary study's conclusions suggested that adopting an upright posture may increase positive effect, reduce fatigue, and decrease self-focus in people with mild to moderate depression. Are you hunched over your phone right now, computer? How's that posture looking? Number 2, practice positive thinking. Research continues to show that your thoughts about yourself strongly affect how you feel. The best way to change any negative feelings you may have is to counteract them with a positive one. According to psychologist Patricia Hartnett, when we perceive ourselves and our life negatively, we can end up viewing experiences in a way that confirms that notion. Instead, practice using words that promote feelings of self-worth and personal power. So instead of saying, "I was horrible at my math test," use positive words and self-compassion, like, "I'll study harder next time, and then I'll do better on the next test." Number 3, take a walk in nature. My favorite. Nature. Is there anything quite like the green grass between your toes? The blue skies above your head? The warm sun burning your nose? Forgot the sunscreen. A simple walk in nature can have the ability to boost your mental well-being, according to research published in the Journal of Positive Psychology. A 2019 study from Canadian researchers found that merely 5 minutes of contact with the natural world improves mood, human health, self-esteem, and general emotional well-being. According to the research study, results indicated that brief nature contact reliably improves both hedonic and self-transcendent emotions. Time for a nice walk in the park with your dog. Of course, don't forget to bring the sunscreen this time. Number 4, hug someone. Sometimes we just need a hug. Maybe that's what your parents once told you. And sometimes they're right. According to findings from a 2011 study conducted by UCLA, oxytocin's receptor gene is linked to self-esteem and optimism. Oxytocin is often known as a cuddle hormone. So I'm sure you can guess what releases oxytocin. Hugging, along with kissing, snuggling, and physical touches. Hugging is a great way to release that hormone and perhaps increase your self-esteem and optimism in the process. According to the study, life scientists identified for the first time a particular gene's linked to optimism, self-esteem, and mastery, the belief that one has control over one's own life. 3 critical psychological resources for coping well with stress and depression. Sounds like a good hug is sure to give a boost to your mental well-being. Number 5, spend time with your furry friend. Got no one to hug? How about your dog? Don't have a furry friend? Now might be a good time to get one. Need to be convinced? A 2019 research study examined the effects and cortisol levels of college students who spent 10 minutes with animal visitation programs. The student stress hormone cortisol decreased with just 10 minutes of petting cats and dogs. The research article notes a 10-minute college-based AVP providing hands-on petting of cats and dogs provides momentary stress relief. So when you go on that walk in nature, make sure to bring your furry friend with you. Number 6, exercise.
So as she was talking about with dogs, some of y'all may not have believed me when I was saying that petting the puppies releases or relieves stress. But yes, this is a very common thing. You know, I know whenever I'm not feeling well and I'm at home, usually if you're having a bad day, first thing you see whenever you get home is your dog. And it lifts my spirits every single time. It never fails because the dog's wagging his tail, he's loving you. He comes up and he's excited and you give him a treat, he's happy. So having a pet's definitely something that helps, especially if you live alone. You know, like a lot of college students, they'll get pets because they live alone, and it's kind of hard to move away from family and things of that such. So having a dog definitely helps, or a cat, or a bird, or a fish, doesn't matter. So pets are definitely a big help to mental health. A lot of people, I know a girl that actually lives down the street from me that comes here to tech. She has a what do they call those dogs? It's a like a stress relief dog, I guess they call it, or a mental health dog. It's one of these like special pets that are used for mental health purposes, but she has one on campus because of that, which is pretty cool.
Exercise is not only important for our physical health, but our mental well-being as well. Regular exercise releases endorphins, which make us happy naturally. According to an article from Mayo Clinic, exercise can release feel-good endorphins, natural cannabis-like brain chemicals, endogenous cannabinoids, and other natural brain chemicals that can enhance your sense of well-being. That dog walk in nature really will pay off. Number 7, get enough sleep. You may have heard adults need a good 8 hours of sleep each night. Well, you've definitely heard right. We need a good night's rest to recharge with enough energy for the next day. Not getting your 8 hours of sleep every day has been shown to negatively affect your mental health. What makes things worse is 60 to 90% of patients with depression also have insomnia, according to the Sleep Health Foundation. So people whose emotional well-being may already be suffering are possibly causing further health problems by not being able to get their full rest. Not only do you get grumpy and groggy from not getting enough sleep, but it's not the best for your emotional well-being in the long run. And number 8, keep a gratitude journal. Expressing gratitude can work wonders for our mental well-being. Gratitude has been linked to increased happiness, mental health, and improved well-being, according to psychologist Patricia Hardeneck. Hardeneck notes that the best researched method to increase feelings of gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal or write a daily gratitude list, which means every morning before that walk, write down something you're thankful for, no matter how grand or simple. And at the end of the day, when you go to bed early for those full 8 hours, write down a few more things you appreciate before you hit the sheets, hopefully with your snuggly pet by your side. So, will you practice some of these habits? Which one will you try out first? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button and share it with a friend. Subscribe to Psych2Go.
All right, so we're going to go over our questions for the day. So, first question that we have for today is, let's see, name at least 2 healthy practices or behaviors that will maintain or improve the health of themselves, of yourself or others, from ideas that are not mentioned within the lesson. So I actually have a couple pulled up. So I mentioned making time for eating a well diet or a balanced diet, exercise and stay active. Let's see, balanced diet, talking to friends, working on improve yourself and doing something that makes you happy. So some things we haven't gone over is deep breathing, taking a few deep breaths, squeezing a stress ball definitely helps, doing little coping strategies. A to-do list is also very good. I never mentioned that, but I like a to-do list. I do that a lot myself. It makes you feel more accomplished because it makes you feel like you're getting tasks done. And once you get cross out the whole list, you can kind of celebrate a little bit. And, reaching out whenever you're lonely. If you want to talk to anybody, you can reach out to friends, family, or a mental health professional if needed. So for the next question we have, it is identify at least 3 benefits of practicing healthy mental and emotional health behaviors. So I would say that 3 benefits of practicing healthy mental and emotional health behaviors would be an improved mood or self-esteem, uh, improved physical health, and more stable mental state. These are very simple things, but they're good answers to the question. The third question is explain how at least one personal value or belief of somebody can positively affect their mental and emotional health. So I would say, like, if one of your values is hard work or working hard, then that would affect your mental health or emotional health by saying, oh, well, you're going to go to the gym because you're a hardworking person, and you're going to go do that to go and help deal with your physical or your mental and emotional health. And it could be something like that. Question number 4, we have, what are some of the things that you can change within your life in order to improve your mental and emotional health? So like we said earlier, it can be anything. It can be as small as going to bed an hour earlier, or it can be as big as changing your entire schedule. You can change anything at any time, no questions asked. You can get a new job, you can move away, you can, find new hobbies, find new friends, buy a pet, you know, uh, stop doing something, start doing something else. Just understand that these changes could be big, small, or both. And last question of the day, how would you help someone else who is asking you to provide them with a plan to help improve their mental or emotional health? So if it was them asking me, I would tell them to adopt a few different strategies to try at first, and then try those strategies out, see if they work, and experiment until they find the strategies that help improve their mental health the most. So I would say usually have one small one and one big one. That being like, uh, well, yeah, one small one, one big one. It could be like eating healthy and going to the gym as your big ones. And then your small one could be something like taking a few deep breaths whenever you feel stressed. Just a simple plan that they could follow day in, day out that makes changes throughout their lives that helps them feel better. So on to our closure now. That wraps up our lesson for today on how to improve mental and emotional health on our own. So what all do we learn? I know that I learned that we can take the mental and emotional health problems that we deal with and apply strategies on our own to help alleviate these problems. We are stronger than that of our mental and emotional health problems. It just takes for us to apply some kind of a solution to it before it can be fixed. Can anybody name any other strategies that they would use to improve their mental health that was not included in today's lesson? We asked that as the first question, so if anybody has any different answers, speak up now. The counselor at school or in town should have more resources, information, and strategies that can help you learn more about improving your mental health problems on your own. We can make positive changes to our mental health state by making small daily changes to habits within our lives. You can also ask others to join you on this mission if you feel like they can help ensure success for you too. Because I know anything that is hard, if you have someone standing right there on the side of you saying that you can do it, it definitely helps you out. So tomorrow we will change direction, but we will continue this lesson by talking about how we can get help with our mental health. from sources that are not ourselves, usually from friends or professionals. So tonight, I want you to think about how others can help you improve your mental and emotional state. Remember that we have a quiz at the end of the week, so keep studying to ensure that you pass it, and have a great remainder of your day. Goodbye.